My name is Lea Sevola, and I play Vivienne.
So listen up, I see no end to what you'll achieve. That's only if you don't turn and run. You proved it to me, now show everyone what you can do. And you look great in dark blue. Get back in the game, back on the case. Take a good look at my face. I'm not a fool, and as a rule, I do not mind. But I see a star, you're my new.
Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going great. How are you two?
I'm good. Well, Lea, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today. I'm Ray, by the way. I just realized I'm rude and didn't introduce myself. So it's great to be talking with you.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
So, I saw the show the other night. It was so much fun. So much fun. And it got me to thinking, I started realizing my first introduction to Legally Blonde was, of course, the movie. And then I started realizing that A, I'm 100 years old, and B, there's a whole generation of people out there experiencing this musical for the first time, and that's their first introduction to the show. So what was your first intro to Legally Blonde?
Mine was actually the musical, interestingly enough. I was like the right age to have seen the movie. Like I was watching all those rom-coms and stuff, but yeah, my first exposure to Legally Blonde was the musical, and I think it was because I was auditioning for a production of Legally Blonde. I actually did it 10 years ago. And I played Serena. I played a different part, but yeah, that was my first introduction to Legally Blonde. And then I don't think I watched the movie until, I don't know, like maybe 5 years ago or something. And then I watched it again in preparation for auditioning for this. And so yeah, I've only seen the movie twice.
That's okay. You're nailing it, so it's good. Don't worry. One of the things that kind of blew my mind is when I was seeing the show, I haven't heard an audience react like that to a show in like ages. Like this crowd, guys, when you see this performance, they are like losing their mind. Like the second Elle takes the stage, the place erupts. Through some of these songs, the place is on fire. Has it been like that through the whole tour?
It definitely depends venue to venue. And we have all been already talking about how amazing these Houston audiences are. Like, we just feel so loved, so supported, so like, it's so much more fun for us when the audience is in it like that. Because it's like, we're feeding off of it. And then that makes us sort of like amp it up a little bit more. And then they're loving it. And it's just this like, that's the best thing about live theater. So this has definitely been one of our best venues in terms of audience. Because sometimes we get some really, they're like golf clapping, you know, and it's like, we're at a musical, let's party. So it's been great.
This is definitely not a golf clap show.
No.
I mean, there were some times when I was watching the show, I was like, am I in Magic Mike right now? Like, what's happening on the stage?
Oh, I love that.
So yes, you're going to have a great time when you see this. So don't prepare for golf claps, Houston. Keep showing up. I love it.
Yes.
Now, one of the things, of course, the show is centered so much around people underestimating people just based on their appearance alone. What are your thoughts on that and how the show handles that?
I think that my character especially has a lot to learn when it comes to that. I think that like my relationship with Elle is a big vehicle for that sort of message. Yeah, I think that it's a very empowering show for women, but also, like you say, for people who feel like they are judged a certain way based on their like a first impression or a first appearance. And I think the message of the musical really is that, you know, I mean, Vivienne says it in her graduation speech, being true to yourself never goes out of style. Like, you have to be yourself, and that is the only way that you will succeed. And that is the power that you have is who you authentically are. So it's a fun story to tell every night, and it's a meaningful story to tell every night, even though it's like fun and crazy and like a Magic Mike show, but there also is real heart too. Yeah.
What has been the most rewarding thing for you about being on this tour?
I think it's meeting people afterwards at the stage door. We have been to a lot of larger cities like Houston, but we go to a lot of smaller markets as well, which is not common for most tours. So we've had the opportunity to go to, you know, really small towns and hear from students who are saying that this is the first time they've ever seen a musical, or the first time that they've gotten to see like a Broadway musical that they loved and have listened to the soundtrack, but they don't have the access to go and see a professional production. that to me is the most meaningful part of this. And the thought that every night that we're doing the show, someone is seeing a show for the first time, someone's seeing a musical for the first time, that's the most important thing in the world to me. That's like sacred to me. So that is definitely one of the most meaningful parts of this job.
I love that. Which,
Yeah.
in that same breath, what was your first introduction to musical theater? What was the first show you got to experience?
Um, I know that my mom took me to like community theater stuff when I was really little, and I have like memories of that. There was like this like theater called Pax Amicus Castle, and it was like in a castle, and I vividly remember that. But my first Broadway show was The Lion King on Broadway, and that was an absolutely magical experience. I mean, I decided right then and there, I was 6 years old. I pointed to the stage and I said, I want to do that. And I was true to my word. Now I'm doing it.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I have to give a shout out to Tuts. My first one was at Theater Under the Stars, and it was Beauty and the Beast, and that was it. I'm like, this is it. I've got it. Well, I mean, I'm not on the stage, but I love watching Elle on the stage, and I
Of
continue to do
course.
that.
Oh, I love that. That's great.
Um, okay, so serious question for a minute now. How much in your everyday life do you feel the urge to use the bend and snap? Because I know there was seriously like there's going to be a 2 week period where that's all I'm doing, and I'm apologizing now to my friends and coworkers that have to put up with me. I don't bend as easily as I used to, but we're going to still do it anyway.
It has a practical purpose. Sometimes you just need to grab a person's attention when you drop a pen on the ground. Sue me.
So I always like to end on this question. Why do you think people in Houston need to come on down to Theater Under the Stars and experience Legally Blonde?
So, theater has always been, for millennia, a vehicle in part for escapism, a chance to just leave the world behind and then transport yourself to another world as soon as the theater goes black. And for this show, experience absolute joy. You can't have a bad time at this show. You will finish your night smiling. It's really just such a joyful, wonderful time at the theater. And we're excited to have you there, and so we can't wait to share it with you. We can't wait to laugh and sing and dance with you all. So if you're in for a fun night of like belly laughs and just a good time, come out and see us.
That was perfect. And honestly, she's not even kidding, guys. This is a fantastic show. You can see it now at Theater Under the Stars. It's playing through April the 16th. Tickets are available at tuts.com. Come join Lea and the rest of this phenomenally fun cast and check out Legally Blonde. Lea, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to talk with us today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. This is a lot of fun.
This is tons of fun. This has been Ray with the Houston Film Fanatics. We will catch you guys really soon. Have a great one, everybody. Adios.
So good, legally blind.